So, hey guys, Chelsea here, and yeah, we're going to take a bit of a look on the new V2 Legend Magellan. And yeah, thanks to everyone on the One Piece Treasure Cruise Discord for compiling all of the info. So Godot, Blazing, Sakana Jin, and Lord, Alpha, Anton, and everybody else. And of course, Koala-san for also doing his own translation, but it fits pretty well with the one posted here. So yeah, my first reaction when looking at Magellan, and the first info we got lacked a lot of very important info, but I was pretty disappointed, mainly by the special. The captain was always very solid, and yeah, I still think that it got even better now when we have more info. But yeah, let's break it down. Let's start with captain first. And V2 Magellan is a quick character. He is a shooter powerhouse, pretty sure. Yeah. And he boosts quick characters by 4.5 times. All other types by 4 times. If your HP is above 70%, it's a 5 times attack to quick instead. 1.3 times HP and paralyze resistance by 10 turns. And that's obviously big. It's always nice to have that inbuilt utility. And he also has the mechanic that when you reach the next stage, you heal some of the damage you received the last stage. And for him is 25%. And of course, if you run double Magellan, each one heals up 25% each of the damage you receive. He also has a super type. I didn't think he would have one because before only new batch legends have got super types and not standalone legends like Magellan. But yeah, it's cool that they had one. And you need one of the following. They went pretty wide with this. First they had the expected ones like Hannibal, Shiryu, Domino, Sadi, Saldef. But they also had that Hancock. I joked a bit about maybe Hancock will trigger it, and yeah, she did. But also Sengoku, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. So yeah, that's a lot of possibilities that you can definitely pair them up with. We can talk about notable ones later, but he pairs up very, very well with some specific units. And yeah, the actual super type special is probably the worst part about him, but at the same time, like, I didn't expect him to have one, so we can just take it as a bonus, but mainly he removes any poison you get, so that is of course very niche, but sometimes it's not. It can be good to have. And quick characters become super quick type. And when you reach the next battle stage, you recover 25% of the damage taken in the previous stage. So it's the same effect as his captain ability, but it means that he gets an additional 25% heal. So if you run double Magellan and use one super type, you will get 75% of the HP healed when you get to next stage. So that is obviously a big heal you can get, and it will be the main use of his super type, except for getting super quick characters. And yeah, it's very good, especially if paired with one unit. We can get to that. I'll ignore the Power Rumble stuff. And if we scroll down a bit, we get the remaining info that we found out later, and it's what makes this Magellan so good. But maybe first we should talk about the special. I remember that I skipped it because it's at the top. But yeah, the special cuts all MS HP by 10%, which is meh, but the good part is that it's a damaging special. Like, I'd preferred if it was just damage, because HP cuts are more prone to being interrupted. But yeah, it's whatever. But you can put like Legend Smoker on him and you get a 1.75 times attack boost. So yeah, damaging special, always appreciated. He also reduces bind and burn by 3 turns. Nice with some extra utility. Double screws affinity for 1 turn. That's a 2 times core affinity, and it's for all units, very important, not just quick. He applies a toxic. And yeah, it can deal up to 3 million damage eventually, but normally you don't use toxic for that purpose. And if enemies are inflicted with poison of some type when the special is launched, boost the attack of the crew by 2.5 times. So basically this makes a lot more sense if you look at his other stuff. So if you scroll down, like here you will notice that the Magellan has double special. This is actually the first legend ever in the game who has double special, and it really is what makes this Magellan so good. Barry Pan, also appreciated. Pin shielding, always good. So very good limit break abilities. And as you see down on the bottom too, he also has a sailor that when other quick units uses a special, he gets his own special reduced by 3 turns. So it's a bit like Soba, but it's a bit of a worse version. Like first Magellan has 13 CD, Soba has 11. Soba reduces 4 turns every time any unit uses a special. Magellan reduces 3 turns every time a quick unit uses a special. But at the same time, you have to look at the actual special. We're talking about a 2 times color affinity with the potential of getting a 2.5 times attack boost on top of it. Like first, if you on one stage, if you use Magellan special, you get the 2 times color affinity and apply a poison on less immunity. And if poison is applied, you can use the special again and get the 2.5 times attack boost. Like if you compare to Soba, if Soba uses his special twice, you get a full board of tandem, which is usually matching. And you get a 2.5 times attack boost. So it's a little bit different. Like you can potentially get a lot of more damage out of Magellan. So I think it's completely fair that it's a little bit harder to get his CD reduction. Like honestly, with double special, he really didn't need the CD reducing sailor. I see that as a bonus. And you can definitely take advantage of it on certain teams, mainly quick focus teams. But this Magellan, otherwise, he can work on any team as a sub because the color affinity is rainbow. So you can use him to get color affinity on 2 stages together with his utility, the bind and burn removal. Or you can use him just for a single stage. Like if there's a stage without poison immunity, you can use him twice, get the color affinity, 2.5 times stack boost, and poison. Like that's a lot in one package, like a lot of damage. So yeah, this Magellan is actually pretty bonkers. Like I'd say that on paper, out of all the quick super types, this is the best one in general. Like, of course, V2 Kaido will usually be better if content allows him, but even if content has full immunity, this Magellan will be good. Since he can get the color affinity several stages, he has a very easy condition for the 5 times attack for quick, just over 70% HP, and he always heals a lot, so he will usually have the 5 times attack active for quick. So yeah, he's a very well designed legend. And what's really cool about Magellan is that he has very good synergy with some very good units. Like, as you maybe noticed, he's a shooter and powerhouse. And of course versus Akainu, he's a quick unit. He only boosts driven and powerhouse, so he works with Magellan. And they actually have very good synergy. Like you can run them both as captain. Like you might think that sounds strange because obviously Akainu does burn, Magellan does poison, but I want to stress that Magellan does not rely on his poison. It's a bonus most of the time. But what makes them have pretty good synergy, mainly against strength content obviously, it's that like versus Akainu wants to take hits to proc the burn and get a lot of damage that way. Meanwhile, Magellan has his passive healing, so he doesn't mind taking damage because you move onto a stage, you heal back a lot of it. So they work well together in that case, and of course, he can provide color affinity for several stages. So they work pretty well together in that case. And as a sub, Like quick is going to be pretty insane with subs now. Like you have Soba obviously, and he just pairs very well with his Magellan. Like they just help each other, proc each other special. Like especially for a bit of longer content, that is going to be super cool. And since Magellan is powerhouse, Soba is powerhouse, both can also be used in a team with versus Akainu. And he boosts a lot of different units, so even if you had three quick units, you can easily build a team with a lot of other colors and just get a lot of extra damage. Like Soba and Magellan will be able to launch their specials like not every turn but many of the turns, and that's like all slots are matching. We have 1.75 times attack boost, 2 times color affinity. We take a lot of hits with versus Akainu, so we stall back CD that way, apply the burn. Like, he's just going to be. You're going to be able to make insane teams with him. And one thing to note is that JP also got a new Hanjabal unit that is quick and driven, so potentially you can pair him with versus Akino too, but I don't think that's good because, versus Akino wants the burn. But yeah, both for Magellan teams, for the super type, you can have this Hanjabal as a sub, and he gives a 1.75 times poison conditional for 2 turns. Also protects from defeat, which has nice synergy with Magellan, because if you move on a stage after, you heal back a lot of the HP too, and you can kill a unit over 2 turns, potentially. Lots of potential synergy there. I also want to note the Magellan support, which is bonkers. Supports Hannibal, Sadi, Shiryu, Domino, and Saldef. Like, at the moment, it's only interesting for Hannibal. There's some decent Shiryu units. And Shiryu will get a TM unit soon, so it will be exciting to see what he gets, because this support is just super good in general. It basically just applies poison. We'll see what poison they view this as. It usually doesn't matter, but there's an intangible that only gives a poison conditional if the poison is listed as toxic. So hopefully this is toxic, so that you can use this support on the intangible too. But yeah, at the moment it's mainly good for the int rare recruit Hannibal and the Pirate Rumble quick Hannibal. But the Pirate Rumble quick Hannibal in particular will be super good with this. He's an actual legit unit you can use. That's very exciting. And yeah, I forgot to mention, but of course you can use Akainu to proc the super type. So of course that works very well with versus Akainu. So yeah, this V2 Magellan, super exciting. I really like the design. We should have news about the Moria Legend next week or later this week, and I'm excited to see what they do with him. I hope they're as creative as with this Magellan. Like, I know many will say that, oh, this Magellan should have been poison through immunity, and I perfectly respect that. But they still managed to do a very cool unit despite not including that. And honestly, with this kit, adding poison through immunity or poison immunity removal or whatever, it had been too good, honestly. He's perfectly fine as is. So yeah, hope you enjoyed hearing me talk a bit about V2 Magellan. Definitely excited for him. But yeah, I'll be back later today. Showcase my new Limit Break expansions. Look forward to that. So yeah, thanks for hearing me out. See you next time.